Okay, hello everybody. Today is Friday, October 26th. I'm just getting around to making today's video. It's a couple of hours after the regular session close. Really high volatility again today, extreme swings in the marketplace. The auto trader really performing well in this high volatility environment. So just to get right into it, first up is the DAX on the Super 16 tick. This did 34.62. The goal on this is 3,500, so obviously it hit its goal, and this is a limit order with a pullback of 7 ticks. So you can see that every one of these limit fills, the Renko bar has a tail on the bar. So this did pretty well. It did draw down about $400 per contract, or $800, but then came back after that without maybe a small loser right here, a couple of ticks, but mostly straight up from there to hit our goal. Okay, next up is the DAX on a 34 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and I added a higher time frame to this chart of a Super Renko 8 tick, and this is the first time I've done this. It looks like it worked out pretty good. It had a slow start and drew down only about $1,000 or $500 per contract, and that's pretty good in the DAX considering there was 4 or 5 losing trades in a row. And then it came back with 3 sensational winners in a row, really well-placed trades coinciding with the higher time frame, and hit its goal of 33.50. And so the reason I put the higher time frame on this chart was it looked like it was having a lot of trades, and I was trying to filter out some of the trades and also seeing how that might apply to this type of chart. Well, apparently it worked. It certainly worked pretty good today. The swings here, the swings on the indicators, looking really good. Overall, very pleased with the result here. Okay, next up is the DAX on 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart, and this did a little over 3,000. The goal on this is 25.50, so this had big positive slippage probably on this last trade here. And the equity curve looks something like this. It looks like we drew down a maximum of $300 per contract, about $600, and we made an equity high of about $1,800 twice. So first time we made it here and then drew down, made it here, drew down again, and then finally up to our goal. So really incredible volatility in the market, but still this hitting its goal and finishing it off with really strong positive slippage, I might add. Okay, the Dow on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi chart with a 60-minute higher time frame filter. This has been doing really well, and this hit its goal at 25.50 with no slippage. Once again, great performance in the Dow E-mini contract. Okay, active chart in the Nasdaq 150 Heikin-Ashi chart. This looks like it drew down a little bit, not too bad here considering the volatility, only about $250 or $125 per contract, and then it came up and finished at 24.85. All this trading took place within the first 2 hours of trading, so pretty active on this chart, but winning overall, and pretty nice performance. As we look later in the day, there was quite a bit of volatility. For this volatility, this is a pretty small time frame, but there's a lot of tradable swings here. So this chart did pretty good. So the DAX on a 233 Heikin-Ashi chart did 24.50, and this has a goal of 25.50. So a little slippage at the end here, but this hit its goal in 2 trades here. So pretty nice. Really big swings here, big signals on these subsequent swings in the Dow. You can just see the volatility here throughout the day. Okay, the Dow on a 34 tick line break chart did really well today. Very nice looking swings here. We did have a drawdown of about $1,200 or $600 per contract, but after that it recovered nicely, especially with these 2 winning trades towards the end. Trading was done in about 2 or 3 hours of trading in the DAX here. But you can see how effective line break can be. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a Super Renko 6 tick. And this had a number of winning trades, mostly to the upside, very little drawdown. There was a small loser a little bit after the open, but this completed trading and hit its goal in about 35 minutes of trading, so really solid on the BWT Super 6 tick. Okay, next up is the DAX on a 377 Heikin-Ashi tick chart. And these two trades here don't look like much, but it resulted in a P&L of 1512.50. The goal on this is 1500. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a 987 tick line break. And again, these two trades don't look like much. Trading 3 contracts on this one, but it resulted in 1425 for the day. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi tick chart. And same kind of deal here. This doesn't look like much, but it resulted in 1425 P&L, and trading was done within 5 minutes of the open. In fact, the trades are very similar to the previous chart on the 987 tick. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a Super 4 tick, and this is trading only 2 contracts, but it did 1,025. It has a goal of 1,000, and trading was finished in the first 10 minutes off the open of the regular session. Okay, next up is the crude on a Super 6 tick. This is trading 2 contracts, and this made an equity high of 800 and then drew down, but it finished at 1,020. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a Super 4 tick, and this has our higher time frame filter of Super 2 tick, and this hit its goal of 750. Okay, E-mini S&P on Super 4 tick with a 1 tick limit order, a 725 goal. This hit its goal, and it starts trading at 12:30 noon, this chart. So it took an hour, but hit its goal, moderately active here, but still reaching its goal in an hour or so. The gold contract had a couple of trades here. It drew down about 200 per contract and then came back to finish at 750. The goal on this is 1550, so well shy of its goal. Okay, next up is the crude oil on a 150 Heikin-Ashi chart. This was pretty active today. It looks like it drew down a max of 200 per contract, made an equity high of about 700, and then finished at 460. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.